G'day folks, Joe here from Bilbys Ropes, Cords and Crafts. Today we're going to run through how to make a Cobra weave paracord bracelet. You'll need some paracord, a buckle, a ruler or a tape measure, some sharp scissors, a lighter, or some matches or a candle will do. If you brought your kit from us, it will come with paracord, a buckle, comprehensive written instructions, complemented with photographs. Okay, so let's get into it. The first step is to find out the size of your wrist. If you don't know what that is, then I find the simplest way is to use a piece of cord, if you've got a soft tape measure, and wrap it around your wrist and pinch it where it joins. So, grab your ruler, line it up, and I'll just move some things out of the way here. And 21 centimetres. Okay, you could use a felt tip to mark the cord as well, or a texter. So once you know your wrist size, you've got to add 1 centimetre to it if you want a tight fit, or 2 centimetres for a looser fit, and that's to allow for the thickness of the cord. I know my wrist is 21 centimetres now, and that I like a loose fit, so I'm going to make my bracelets at 23 centimetres. To work out how much cord you need, there's a pretty standard rule of thumb, and that's for this type of weave, and that is that there's a 1 to 12 ratio. So for every 1 centimetre you'll need 12 centimetres of cord. I want my bracelet to be 23 centimetres. That multiplied by 12 gives me a cord length of 276 centimetres, or 2.8 metres. Now I like to be cautious, so I'll always allow a little bit extra cord. So for this bracelet we'll round it up and make the cord 3 metres in length. So we unravel our cord and measure out the length we need and cut it with scissors. I've already marked this one. Clever. For anybody who's interested, this cord that we're using is the 2016 rainbow cord. So we give the cord a cut with the scissors, and if you look closely in there, you can see the white core cords, which will slide out if you want them to. We don't want them to for this. And we need to remelt that end now. So for kids, for this you'll need your parent or a carer to give you a hand, and we use a naked flame. I use a gas lighter, but you can use a match or a candle, and we melt it for about 4 or 5 seconds and then flatten it on something that we don't want to burn. The nylon can give you a pretty bad burn when it sticks to you. And we'll just flatten it out so that it fits through the buckle hole nicely. Both ends are flat, or this one can flatten out a bit more. We'll just quickly give it another zap with the lighter and then flatten it on the surface we don't want to burn. Okay, so now we need to separate our buckles. And we'll get the buckle out of the plastic, and before we do anything else with this, we take these little metal buckles, a 10mm buckle. It's protected by a plastic sheath just for the finish on it, so we make sure we get rid of those because you won't get your cord through otherwise. Pop them off out of the way. They always manage to reappear somehow. And we'll separate our buckles out. We have the female part of the buckle and the male part where the clip component is. So the first thing we're going to do is to attach our cord to the female part of the buckle using a lark's head knot. To do this, we need to find the working ends of the cords. We feed the working ends up through the buckles, and this is where it's important to note right direction for the buckle so that they can clip back together later. And we feed them up through the hole in the buckle, and when the cord's all the way through, and if it starts to twist up like mine's just done here, we give the cords a bit of a wind, twist, roll between our fingers just to get the twists out of them. We leave a little loop on the end like that. Then we'll find the working ends again of our cord, and we bring them down through that loop and pull them all the way through. Make sure they're not twisted up in there, and then tighten your knot up against the buckle, and there you have a lark's head knot. Okay, so now we need to attach the buckle to the male part of the buckle. To do that, we lay our setup of it, our project out like this, with the female buckle closest to us and the male buckle pointing away from us. And we want to take the left hand cord, this cord here, down through the male buckle, the hole in the male buckle, pull it all the way through. And again, we've got a nice twist happening here, so we just give it a quick roll and it comes out. And then we want to take the right hand cord and bring it up through the buckle. And we do that so when we tie our first knot it sits nice and flat. Okay, now we want to set the length of our bracelet. I want mine to be 23 centimetres. So we'll grab the old trusty ruler. We'll lay our bracelet out on it, along it, so that the cords there are all nice and tight, and just a bit longer there, so we want to pull this buckle back through a bit. It's only a smidgen, but makes all the difference at the end. And where we measure to is on the male buckle. We measure to the seam just here, where the female and the male buckle join together. So we want to measure to that point. And that for me is sitting smack on the 23 centimetres there. So we'll pinch our cords there, move the ruler out of the way, and lay the bracelet back down the same way we had it, with the male buckle pointing away from us, clip the furthest away from us, and the female buckle closest to us, and we'll start weaving here. Okay, so the first part of this weave, Cobra weave, is to bring the left hand cord over the top of the core cords, and these two cords in here are your core cords. So we bring that over the top, and we want to bring the right hand cord down and under the core cords and back up through the hole that's left here from where the left hand cord has gone over. And we'll draw that up nice and tight. And when we do this, I tend to try and put my finger just on top of the cords there and hold them, so we get it in the first knot there, first part of the weave. And your knot or bracelet should start to look a bit like that. So now we move on to the next step, and that is to bring the right hand cord over the top of the core cords, and to bring the left hand cord down over the top of that cord, under the core cords, and back up through the hole on the right hand side between the core cords and the right hand cord. And we'll draw that up nice and tight. That's your first weave done there. And for those of you with scouting world or outdoor areas, you'll recognise that as being a reef knot or a square knot. Okay, now I remeasure here just in case I've changed the length of the bracelet, which I 9 times out of 10 do. So we'll just pop the end on there, and we're sitting at, well, 22.5 centimetres. So I probably want to put a little bit of length into this, and to do that, just loosen the cords off here. Both sets of cords, pull the buckle out a little bit further, and then retighten the cords by pulling the first knot you did tight, and then pulling the second part of the weave tight, and we'll just check that again. So now we're sitting at 23.5, and I'm more comfortable with that because I do like it to be loose. So we'll move on. You can adjust it again if you want to. Now, moving on, we can do our next part of the weave, and it's the same process over and over again until we cover the core cords all the way through. We know that we start with the side where the ridge is, or where the cord goes underneath the core cords. We always start with that side, the left hand side in this case, and we'll go left hand cord over the top of the core cords, the right hand cord, bring it down over the top of that cord, underneath the core cords, and then back up through the hole that was left. And this is a quicker way to do it than having to find the working end every time. And we'll draw that up nice and tight, and apply the same amount of force to each knot, and that way you keep a nice uniform bracelet all the way through. So left cord over the top, right cord down and under, and back up through the hole that's left on that side. Ah, done it wrong. You'll notice that straight away. It's wrong. We'll go back and we start with the right cord, because that's where the ridge is, over the top of the core cords, bring the left cord down and over that cord, under the core cords, and back up through the hole on the right hand side there, and draw that up, and straight away you can see that looks correct. Okay, we'll keep weaving. Left cord over, right cord down and under, up through the hole, and draw it up tight. Remember, the same amount of force. Right cord over, left cord down, under, and up. Now as you get through this and you're more used to it, you'll find it's actually just as easy to hold the cord, or hold the bracelet I should say, like that, and it's left cord over, right cord down and under, and up through the hole, pull it tight, and again, right cord over, left cord down and under, up through the hole. Okay, I'm going to keep weaving, and we'll see you when you get back here at the end. G'day folks, we're back. Okay, nearly through to the end of the weaving. A couple more to go and we're close to finished off. Now if at this point you try your bracelet on and it doesn't quite fit, so you need a bit of extra length, mine will fit, but we'll do this for the purpose of it. Lay it back down there, or actually you can probably hold it. the easiest way is to grab the end of it down there and work the knots up over the core cord, and you'll find you get, in this case, an extra couple of centimetres. And if it's too long, you can work them back the other way, the same way, just bringing them back. Pop another couple of weaves in here just to finish it off. Get one more in there. Okay, make sure your last knot is nice and tight. So give it a good pull apart. Now we're going to cut these off. Totally the bits of plastic get back in. About 2 or 3 millimeters away from the side of the bracelet. We're going to melt them again. So kids, you'll need a parent or a carer to give you a hand with this bit, and we'll just trim them off. So you've got a few millimeters there, 3 or 4. And with your lighter, on this side, just melt them, and you'll need to melt them for 10 to 15 seconds. Give them a good melt, and you're going to press them in with the bottom of the lighter. Once you've melted it there, press that in so in nice and firm against the side of the buckle. And probably give that a little bit more actually, just to tidy it up a bit. Try and make sure you don't burn the other parts of the bracelet. I've done that plenty of times. Do the other side, same thing. A good 10 seconds or so. Get it nice and soft and press it in using your lighter or a metal spoon. And there you have your Cobra weave bracelet. Yes, pop that on. If you're like me, you need somebody else to help you do it. Oh, there we go. You've got yourself a nice bracelet there. And a couple of other kits we make is the snake weave, which is a great little snake knot weave, actually it is. Great little bracelet. And the fishtail weave, also a good looking bracelet, nice and soft and flexible as well. Alright, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I hope to see you back here for our next one. Cheers, thanks folks.